us who know the history know that basically Lake Street was a ghost town.
A lot of trouble area.
Empty storefronts and many boarded up houses.
Prostitution, drugs.
Drug trafficking, a lot of prostitution.
Era una zona con problemas, prostitución, drogas.
Había muchos accidentes, pasaban disparando, se balaceaban.
But I didn't care, you know, I want to open my own business, so I jumped to the opportunity. So I opened in Mercado Central.
Especially Lake Street, that had really, frankly, deteriorated quite a bit since those days that I remember it, has just come roaring back to life, largely because of phenomenal work by immigrant businesses, especially Latino businesses. They made an enormous contribution to this city.
The Latino community came in and assumed a tremendous risk by renting and purchasing many of these buildings, and then later on opening businesses that have contributed to the transformation and the evolution of a very depressed corridor into one of the most vibrant and most diverse business corridors of the city of Minneapolis.
In 1996, there were two Latino businesses in Lake Street. According to our last census, internal census that we did, we have 300 businesses in Lake Street, a little bit less than 300.
The Latino businesses invested their own money, often targeted Latino populations, and opened up restaurants, travel agencies, a lot of businesses on East Lake Street that continue to thrive today.
You see more business, you see more residents, you see more events, and you see less crime. Critical points to us revitalizing this commercial corridor.
For example, the current crime rate in the last 5 years decreased 40%. The amount of sales tax captured by the county increased 16%. Property value, we have buildings that cost 10 years ago $40,000, and then the value went up to $2 million.
We have actually cleaned the neighborhood a lot. I mean, we went from being, a neighborhood known for drugs, prostitution, and the bad things of the urban life to something that is flourishing and is growing and is more positive, more colorful, more diverse. And I think everybody appreciates that we have helped change at least the neighborhoods around Lake Street.
Overall, it's just been an amazing period of investment and really an example of how inner city revitalization with immigrant equity, sweat equity, can really transform a neighborhood and set the city up for the next century.
Many people come to the city of Minneapolis to visit the global market, to go to Mercado Central. We attract hundreds and hundreds of people who come to these markets, and we owe that really to the Latino community.
Mm-hmm.
At lunchtime, I see all the energy in the market. I see that there's a lot of people shopping and eating and noise and lots of people. And that was not here 4 years ago. It was a vacant building, it's not the same. So that gives me a sense of pride. I feel good about what we're doing here.
It has been very challenging.
Se paga demasiado impuesto en lo que es el property tax.
Especially when the Lake Street construction started.
Tener información y de repente no sabemos dónde buscarla.
The Lake Street construction, it was very hard to deal with it. For myself, especially in Lake and 27, because that construction in that area lasts about 3 years, and in my restaurant alone, they have a huge hole in front of my restaurant, like almost a year. So it has very huge impact. I believe that the construction kind of kills me very slowly. I was taking money from my other restaurant to try to keep it afloat, but so I have to close my second location.
The reconstruction of Lake Street happened. That was a 3 years process, where businesses, they were being successful, and then you close the street and make a mess out of it with no parking. These businesses suffered during that particular time. Then the property taxes went up. Guess who was going to pay those increases? Businesses, the tenants that were on those buildings.
Algunos negocios en los últimos años han estado cerrando por lo mismo, de que no pueden absorber el gasto de lo que es el property tax.
We are new to this system, and we come from countries that normally you have a very passive role in the decision-making process of the cities.
El chiste es que tú estés enfocada e informada más que nada de lo que realmente cada negocio necesita para empezar.
A mí el proceso se me hizo muy complicado en cuestión de tener o agarrar la licencia para vender comida. Complicado porque están involucrados muchos inspectores, no nomás un inspector, es el inspector de gas, de electricidad, del edificio, del medio ambiente y una infinidad de inspectores, ¿no?